I'm also laughing at Frank Keeney, I was just messaging with. I said I was going to do a Mac OS thing, and he's like, "Bah, I'm a Windows guy." And Linux. There are a lot of things that I do that people are like, "Holy cow, I didn't know you could do that," when I show them how to do it. I was a software developer for 32 years for Boeing slash McDonnell Douglas, and I'm a geeky kind of computer guy. I've been a Mac guy since like 1985. And I love to do things that are theoretically more efficient. And I say theoretically because sometimes people don't always understand how to use something, or they're not aware that it's available as a thing. And so I initially said this was gonna be 5 tools or 3 tools under $5 or under $10. But I've just discovered that one of them is not as cheap as I thought it was. And so, okay, they're a little bit more expensive than I recall. But you are still welcome to watch because eh, these 3 tools alone will save you easily an hour a week, probably more than that. And so I highly encourage you to try these out. Now, this presentation's a little bit outside of my normal process, but I did want to let you know, for those of you who don't know me, I am Planet Mitch from giveawayrocket.com, and I have a calendar that I am putting up all of these Facebook Lives on a schedule. And if you want to find out what I'm doing tomorrow and the next day and the next, then if you go to giveawayrocket.com/calfree, you can see the calendar for my upcoming events. Now, I also am a really, really big guy on. I'm rubbing my tummy. I am really hyper busy, excited about showing people how to run contests to grow their business by bringing them highly targeted leads. And you will see on the calendar on Monday, I'm going to do another session of Win Together. I'm sorry, Win Now. Win meaning excitement, like confetti. Woohoo! But win, as in winning, as in giving away something in order to build your highly targeted email list, which will bring you cashola for your business, especially in this time frame where some businesses are having difficulty getting people in the door because their doors are shut. Now is the perfect time to be building your business and building your email list. And I can help show you how to do that. I'm gonna give you a URL, but see, I just decided this morning that I was going to do another session of this Win Now program, and I'm going to change the way the process works. But for now, if you want to learn more about that, go there to Win Now at giveawayrocket.com/winnow. And I'll show you how to get involved, and the process will probably change. But so let's dive in to the 3 tools, and actually I think I'm going to throw in a 4th. Really awesome tools to make you more productive on your Mac. Now, 2 of these I know have Windows equivalents, but if you're a Windows person, you probably want to tune out. All right, so the first one, and I don't have fancy slides for this, but the first one is a program called Typinator. Now, the idea behind Typinator is something that you actually have on your smartphone, and you actually have it buried in in macOS, and that's called keyboard shortcuts. Now, on your smartphone, because people don't like to type on the tiny little keyboard, they have a shortcut process. So if you go into iOS, you can go into the settings and you can create shortcuts in order to type longer strings. And that's basically what we're talking about here, is having the ability on your Mac to type short things and turn them into long things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open text edit, and I'm going to open a new document, and I know you can't see what I'm doing yet, but I'm going to make it really big letters and numbers, and I'm going to open my screen, and now I'm going to share with you my screen, which you see is completely black at this point. So I'm going to show you an example of what Typinator does. The easy one, the one that everybody should be doing, and please let me know if you're here. Type in a comment and say hi. That helps more people on Facebook and YouTube and all these other places realize there's something cool going on here. I appreciate that. You type your email address all the time. I have multiple email addresses. My current major email, pardon me, is planetmitch@giveawayrocket.com. And that's pretty long, right? So if I type it, planetmitch@giveawayrocket.com. Let's see, that probably took 3 seconds, 4 seconds, right? If I come down here another row, I'm going to hide this in the background because it's a distraction. I'm going to come down to this row and I'm going to type 3 characters, PMR. And notice that I typed 3 characters and got my entire email address. I also have one called PMA, which is a Planet 5D. I've got PMG for Gmail. I got PME for planetmitch@me.com. So I got a whole bunch of different shortcuts. And that saves me a whole lot of time. Now, one of the things that people have told me is that they don't ever remember what the heck the shortcuts are that they created, right? I happen to have these easily memorized. Let me also show you, by the way, I have my ship, which has my name and shipping address. So I don't have to type that whole thing. I know plenty of you who type that whole thing. I'm going to do a select all and hide and delete it. Let's suppose I just want my street. So I have my street. I also have a map. I have my map. Oops, I can't type. Which is a text that has a URL in it, and that URL is a Google map. So I can give people a Google map to my house if I want them stalking me, or shipping me something, or dropping some off, or whatever. Or there's a big party at my house. Woohoo! So this is a really awesome tool. And I just realized that you didn't see the upper part of the screen because I've got my face covering up the top of that. So I apologize. But I think you get the idea. Hope you get the idea. So let me do that really fast again. Inside here, if I type in PMA, then I get an email address, right? So, all right. Now, how do I remember all those things? I don't. If I do Control-T on the Mac, that shows me all of the abbreviations that I have. And if you look here, it says there are 1,535 abbreviations in my bucket. That's a lot. I can't possibly remember all of these. And in fact, I've forgotten what most of them are over time because I've been using this tool for easily 7-8 years. Some of these are really out of date. But if I happen to remember, for example, let's just suppose I don't remember the shortcut for EOS 5D Mark II. I do happen to remember that. I could search, I could type it in here. I could type in EOS, and I would find all of the shortcuts in this list, and one of them would be the right one. This one down here. But if I close this and I just hit the Control Return, that brings a little tiny search bar up here at the top. And I know it's probably really hard to see on some of the services resolution-wise. But if I type EOS, for example, it gives me this massive list, in this case, where all of the places where the letters EOS appear. So I don't always remember the shortcut, but if I remember part of it, I can just type in the part of it and see what it is, right? So I was originally I was talking about this one. So if I type in C5D, that's the Canon 5D. All right, so the ones I use all the time, I have memorized, but imagine me having to type that out with capitals and lowercase every time I wanted to use it. Now, I had a website, a blog, that was all about the Canon 5D Mark II. Can you imagine how many times I actually would have typed that in a blog post or in Facebook or whatever? It's a lot faster for me to type C5D than it is to type in all of that. Now, that's one of the most amazing shortcut tools I've ever seen. I highly advise. And the people that I've shown this, they're like, why was I typing all that stuff out before? And you have a similar thing inside iOS. I don't know if Android has it, for example, but I know it exists. What do you think of that? Somebody give me a big shout out. All right. So if I go to Typinator in Google, I happen to know it's ergonis.com where that exists. I do not have an affiliate code for this, so I'm not making any money on sharing this with you. But they have under products, and I'm not overly thrilled with their website. They have several really cool tools like Popcar or Popchar, depending upon how you want to say that. Popcare, because it's a character tool. They have a Windows version. They have KeyQ, if you don't remember what your keyboard shortcuts are, you can use that. I decided not to use that, but here's Typinator. This is where the $5 came in. They were running a sale, and as I came in here today, I found out the sale is over. So you could get it for $5 before, but I'm sorry I didn't do it. But it's euros. It's European. If you want a single license, it's $24.99 in euros. Now, I said before, if it saves you an hour a week and you charge $20 an hour for your time and you use it, it's going to save you a ton of money. Over the years, I have upgraded multiple times. I even buy the family pack license to give to my family, and they don't use it as much as they should. But that's a whole other story. Shh, don't tell them. But I highly, highly advise picking that up. It's a wonderful tool. It was on this tool website called Bundle Hunt for $5, but that's apparently over, and they don't have any tools currently listed. It says new deals coming soon. But that's where I had the $5. Now, the second tool in my arsenal is, I thought I had it here. It's not there. Did I open it in another? Oh, no. Well, let's just go with this one. In the App Store, and here's, I'm jumping ahead. Well, let's just talk about PopClip while we're here. PopClip is an incredible tool I use all the time. It has multiple tools in it. It is up here in my toolbar right here. And you can add some plugins. And it has a stink load of different plugins. But how do you use it? So let me go to news.google.com just to grab something. I don't know. Let's calculate. I don't know. Let's do this. All right. So with pop-ups, let's suppose you're reading an article. And I have no idea who this guy is. Now, it does say martial arts fighter, blah, blah, blah. But with PopClip, if you select text like this, there is a search, right? This little search icon. And what that does is it actually takes you to a Google search with the text that was highlighted. Doesn't sound very exciting, I know. But when you start using it, you start finding all kinds of different ways to use it. I do searches like that all the time. What's even more cool is, let's suppose you select that same text and you see this third one. The third one is YouTube. So it will do a YouTube search for whatever text you have highlighted. Now, how many times have I seen people say, oh, that guy John Bones Jones, I want to know more about him. So they do this. They do a search box and they go YouTube, I can't type, and talk at the same time. And then they go, oh, I got to grab my mouse, and then I got to click here, and I got to type in John Bones. And I got it. So now, okay, now I finally get to the search. Again, all I had to do was to select the text and click on the YouTube button, and it did the search for me. I didn't have to copy the text. I didn't have to paste anything. I didn't have to do all that stuff. I mean, I've as an example, I've also seen people do this. They want to Google this guy, so they do, without PopClip, they do Command-C to copy the name, open a tab, paste the name, click Enter to do to search. I did it in basically 2 keystrokes, or 2 mouse clicks. One to select and one to click on the search box. Now, there's all kinds of other stuff you can do with PopClip. You can see here, well, let me just do the ones that I have installed. I have open a link, search, copy and paste, reveal in Finder, use address, dictionary, open in Safari, open in Chrome, YouTube, camel, which is a search, or a Amazon search, right? So let's just do this, right? A text edit, toilet paper. So if I roll over this, select it, here's camel, and I click that, it will go search camel for toilet paper. What is the cheapest price in Amazon for toilet paper? Why are we not using PopClip all the time? I just love this tool. There are so many different things that you can do with it. I'm going to double click this, and there is the dictionary. So if you want to see what the dictionary is for that word, I'm going to double click it again. Let's suppose that was a map, right? I don't know. There's probably... Anyway, if you click that, it will take you to maps, and you can do a search with that word. No results found. I'm sorry, it already did it. If you want, you can, there's somewhere out here, there's Google Translate is one of the functions I have. Scrivener is a tool I use all the time. Evernote, blah, blah, blah. There's also a drop-down So there's a counter to see how many words you have selected. You can make it appear in really large type if you need to see in large type. I mean, there's just a gob of functions that you can use Pop Clip for. That is in the Apple Store, and my comments thing is covering up the price. Since I already paid for it, I don't know what the cost is. I think it's cheap. I think it's $3 or $4 or something. All right, here's the other one that I was going to do. Paste. Let's see. Where's paste? Here it is. Paste. Clipboard Manager. How many times has somebody done this? So let's suppose there's a list. Granola bars. Engine oil. I cannot type and talk. All right, so people have a list of things, right? And they need to do a search. So they'll triple click. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. There it is. Triple click. Copy. And then they'll go to browser and they'll do a search. And then they'll go to the next one, and I'm going to just do copy, and then I'm going to go back to Safari, and I'm going to do the browser bar, and I'm going to do paste, right? Oh, dang it, I need to look for toilet paper again. So they go back to their text edit, and they select the word toilet paper again, because the Mac clipboard only has one thing in it, right? Huh, only one thing in there. Oh, no, au contraire. If you buy paste, which I believe is a $10 item, again, I've paid for it, so there's no price in this upper corner. I believe it's $10. Notice I'm over here in text edit, but if I do Command-Shift-B, notice at the bottom of the page down here, all of the things that I just copied are here. Each one of these is a separate clipboard. Each one of these is the history of everything I've copied. Well, let me rephrase that. Each one of these is a clipboard of something that I copied. Now, as I scroll left, scroll to the right, depending upon where you notice that there are gobs and gobs and gobs of things down here. Little individual panels. Each one of those is a clipboard that I did a copy from. So let's suppose I was really looking for this one, and I double clicked it, and it pasted right into my document those words. Okay, now I hear you saying, oh, but Mitch, how do I remember where those things are? I opened PopClip with Command-Shift-B, and without typing anywhere, without clicking like on this search button, they have it set up so that it automatically does a search. So I'm going to do the easy one that's right in front of you, and I'm going to start typing, and you'll see that the search box comes up here. Toilet. So there it is in the first box. If I double click, then it pastes wherever my cursor is. So you have access to everything in your clipboard. All you have to do is, again, remember one of the words. Obviously, I could do Bones Jones, B-O-N-E-S. There's all the places where the word bones exists in the entirety of all of my usage of copy on my machine, including last year. And Lord knows what that is about, so I have to be careful. Paste is one of the most amazing tools ever. I use it constantly. Especially if you're doing some function where, like the list that I had before, right? I've seen people put stuff into a spreadsheet and they copy one cell worth of stuff. They switch over to the spreadsheet, they do paste. They copy another cell of stuff, switch over to the spreadsheet and do paste. And it gets really tedious that way. But I can sit here and I can triple click that and I can do copy. I can triple click this and I can do copy. I can triple click this to get the whole thing and I can do copy. And now I have all three of them in my clipboard. So when I go over to my spreadsheet, I can just do paste, paste, paste. How cool is that? I think it's amazingly cool. I use it all day. All day. Nobody's making any comments. This must not be any good. You must be bored. I know. Sometimes it's hard to get people to do comments. But I'd like to know that you're there. I know there's people there. I see the counter. The counter says lots of you are there. You're just being really quiet. So you must not be impressed. All right, so that's 3 tools. What 3 tools have I used? I have used Typinator. I have used Pop Clip. And I have used Paste. Both Pop Clip and Paste are in the Apple Store. Typinator is over on Ergonis, their website. And the last one I was going to talk about is Keyboard Maestro, M-A-E-S-T-R-O, Keyboard Maestro. I don't remember how much the Keyboard Maestro is either. Hey, there's granola bars. Keyboardmaestro.com. Let's look at the pricing. Well, this was the one, $36. So Keyboard Maestro, it's a little bit harder to potentially explain, but it does things in potentially sequences. So you remember where I was talking about doing copy and paste in here? Keyboard Maestro can act as a script, for example, if you get really complicated with it. I don't have one right at the top of my head that I can think of because I've ended up using it for highly complicated things. If, for example, see, it's really hard to vision. So let me just open it, right? Keyboard Maestro. I got 2 windows open, so it's probably confusing. So this window, let me open it full screen. You can assign macros to a particular application. Let's see if I can give you one that really makes sense. So here's one inside of Evernote. It's designed to be used only in Evernote. And I had a group of things of text. So let me open Evernote. This will be a good example. And I'm going to do new. So here it is. Let's just give it a title. And if I go back to Keyboard Maestro, the keyboard shortcut is F15. And that F15 only is valid inside of Evernote. But notice what it's going to do is it's going to do a whole bunch of different things. Why did it come here? Where's my new window? There it is. It's in a different spot. So if I press the F15 on my keyboard, I have 2 things assigned to that. It's going to do those functions. So it pasted in all of that text in fancy ways. Now, I could do that with Typinator, or I could do it with Keyboard Maestro. This just happens to be an example, but if you do other functions, I don't know that I have any. See, that's the problem. Um, I had some set up for sounds, like, but I'm now using my Stream Deck for those. None of those, none of them work anymore. I'm pressing keys and you can't see it, so sorry about that. Anyway, if you happen to do a lot of things with your keyboard, Keyboard Maestro is an awesome way to make those things happen. So those are the 4 tools. I said I was going to do 3. They're not all under $5, which is, I'm sorry about that, or $10, which is kind of what I started to say. But I was thinking in my head of Paste, which I knew was under $10, and Typinator, which I thought was $5, but it's not $5 anymore. So I kind of got that wrong. But each one of them can save you a lot of time. The top 3 there, Typinator, Paste, and PopClip, I use 20, 30, 40 times a day. I use them constantly. They also work, of course, on your laptop if you have a MacBook, or I guess it's going to be a MacBook Pro. I was starting to say, or a Windows machine. Well, obviously Windows doesn't do all those things. But anyway, that's 3 really cool tools that are relatively cheap in the Mac world that can help your business or your personal life, or both, to be much more efficient. Got any questions? Let me know. Pop them in. PopClip. Pop them in below, or to the side, or wherever you are. Again, if you want to find out when I'm going to be on next, which is tomorrow, jump into giveawayrocket.com/calfree to see the calendar. And as I mentioned on Monday, I'm going to be doing a really cool webinar without promoting any really things that you have to buy, called Win Now. Build your first contest. Get it done. That's what we're going to teach you how to do, and we're going to get your email list growing. Typically, I think people who go through this process can build a brand new email list in about 2 weeks with maybe 300-400 people. Highly targeted people in your own business. Get them in the door. Start helping them out. All right. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, like I said, let me know. And I will talk to you again tomorrow.